So today we're going to take a look at campaigns. What campaigns are is if you have a client that comes in, buyer, seller, renter, whatever, for sale owner, you should have a campaign to automatically reach out to them and talk to them for you automatically. So you don't have to worry about doing it. Your campaign will follow up. Remember, it usually takes 7 to 15 touches or so for people to be activated once they come into your CRM systems after they click on one of your ads. So to do this, you want to make sure you have a chance for the campaign to reach out and automatically talk to them for you. Let's hope this campaign has already started. It's ready to go. All right, so this lady came in this morning. As you can see, she just came in. And then right here on the side, here's my campaign in KvCORE. So the way I went to check what she's on, I went here under Smart CRM. I'm going to find one that's actually been running. And after you go to Smart CRM, you click on the person's name. So then this one came in. Let's do a better one here. That one's an actual agent, so it's not going to help as much. So this person came in here, and there we go. It shows a good way to do campaigns. They came in, they were put on a campaign, and then I changed them, put them on a different campaign. So I'll show you how to do that as well in a second. Just so you know, it came in, it automatically sent them these two messages, and then it again went interested, and then boom, they answered back. I didn't have to do this. It got set up automatically with the KvCORE, and I'll show you how to do that, how to build custom and how to use ones in there. And then it's already set to go. And you can just go through and follow that. And then once they react, and then boom, they re-talk back and forth. They wanted to live in Bryan, Texas. I sent them the link, and then I changed them to a different campaign because this has a different follow-up. So now my follow-up is following them up. And then see, this person wants to learn more about the government grant programs we have for first-time homebuyers and all that kind of stuff. And then once you go through it, it talks about that, reminds them to put me as a realtor that helped them when they go to that home. And then it's going to go through there. And see, they haven't answered anymore. So I just have to reach out to Bryan now and see how it's going. So this is an easy way. So this person, as you can see, I asked them, they said they wanted to rent. I continued to ask them, poking them gently with my campaigns. And now they're saying, yes, we want to learn about the government grant program. Yes, please. So this person is a potential buyer. They didn't even know it. Now I converted them over. You let your campaign do the heavy lifting. So to get to campaigns, that's just what they are. To get the campaigns, you're going to go to Marketing, Smart Campaigns, and it's going to load up. Now, if you've never added campaigns or gone through it, it'll look weird and you won't see any of these. You might only see a couple. There's a couple campaigns that you should always have in there that are really important to put in. So if you go to the top under KvCORE Library, so again, you'll be in your campaigns, we'll list all the campaigns. I have a lot in mine because I create a lot. And then if you go here to KvCORE Library, there's certain ones that you want that are the best. A lot of these are just task campaigns, which means it tells you like, hey, go ahead, send them an email, send them this, send them this. That one's not as great. You want to make sure you get campaigns that are going to email them, text them, do everything for you. So there's a couple main campaigns that I really like that I'm going to show you, and those are the ones that work best. So as you go down the list, the first one is Open House. So when you see the campaign, you go to the right side and you click Add to My Library. And then once you click Add to My Library, you see, boom, right here, campaign was successfully added to your library. So you want to add Open House, Default Homeowner Sphere, you want to add that one. So these two, Open House, Default Homeowner Sphere, you click both of those, Add to My Library. Now when you add Default Homeowner Sphere, what this does is any of your sphere in your KvCORE, it'll automatically start asking them for referrals. So it's a great way to get leads active and to get them set up and to do referrals that way. And then if you scroll down a little bit more, you see right here where it says Default New Lead Buyer. You want to get this one, and this is the number 43 here, and you're going to add that to your library as well. And then you're going to go down a little bit lower, and you see Default Closed. That's a good one too. You want to add that one, and that's the number 8, and you add that one. And then Default New Lead Seller. That's that number 15. You want to add that one again. So again, I'm going to start over at the top. You're going to add Open House. You're going to add Default Homeowner Sphere. You're going to skip down. You're going to add Default New Lead Buyer. You're going to add Default Closed. And you're going to add Default New Lead Seller. That means if you have a buyer, a seller, any sphere, if you close a person, It's automatically going to ask clients for referrals. It's going to automatically talk to them, and it's going to automatically go through and start touching them for you, so you don't have to worry about it. It's going to go through and do all that, so you don't even have to worry about going through and doing that. So now once you have those all added, you go back up to the top and you click My Campaigns, and then you're going to find the one. For example, if I go to Open House, here's the Open House one. Now you can see here on the right, this one is blue, so that means I've turned it on. So if you want to turn on the campaign, you go to the right and you turn those on. So again, you're going to turn on Open House, Default Homeowner Sphere, Default New Lead Buyer, Default Closed, and Default New Lead Seller. You're going to click that button where it goes right here and say, you sure you want to turn them on? I'm going to hit no because I don't want double open houses. I'm just going to remove it. So if you have one you accidentally added twice, like I put an open house in twice, whoops, then you just come here and you click Remove Campaign. Then you just take it out and it's gone. You don't need to worry about it. And then my campaign will no longer be there. So that's an easy way to get rid of them if you accidentally do it twice. So then once you keep going through there and keep making it happen, you're going to have all those turned on. That means when they're blue, they're on and they're active. So whenever I get a new, like default new lead buyer, if you want to see what it is, you click on the name of it and it opens up. And then here's the campaign. You see it goes out for a lot of days when it's loading, almost 2 years. Well, I guess a little over, just about a year and a little more than a year and a half, or about 2 years. So this one goes out for a long time and keeps talking to your clients for you. I like this one a lot. Now, if you're like, what is this going to say? So the first thing on day one that goes out, they get an email. So if you click edit, it's going to read it. And it's going to say, hey, I'm just checking in. Are you looking to buy or just browsing? Now, if it has this weird wording, this is called HTML coding. KvCORE will pick that up and put your information in there. So don't delete that. But say I wanted to change it. I'm like, no, I don't like this, da 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 da. I could change it. And then instead of adding a template name, I could just override what's in there right now. So then I would, click here and put in a new template name. And then I would hit save. And then once I hit save, it would take 2 to 3 minutes, and then it will pop up and say, are you sure you want to save it? And then you hit yes, and it's going to change it. I'm just going to cancel it. So I don't want to change that one. So again, you just go through and you can change it really easy that way. And it's not hard to change it that way. Now, once you've gone through and have your campaign set up and you have the ones turned on, say you have a custom client that you want to make a campaign for. So if that's the case, you're going to open up. I find it easier to start it in a Word doc. And if you, every day in a campaign is called a template, okay? So you need to think, if I was going to do a campaign for my template, what do my clients need? So first, let's say this one was for sub owners. Say, okay, let's do, or even new home buyer. If it was a renter and they want to buy a home, what would be the issue or the pain of a renter? A lot of main ones is they don't have a down payment. They might have bad credit. They might not have the time. So you need to think. So let's say like down payment, time, credit. So those would be the main issues I would start talking to them about with my campaigns. So for a down payment, we have down payment assistance. So my first one would be a text message. It would go out immediately, and it would be called down payment. Okay, so it's important to remember when you do a campaign, you're building the templates. Every day is the template. So you need to say if it's a text or an email, what time it goes out, and the title. So the next one is going to be an email, and it's going to go out on maybe day 3, for example, and then it's going to say, time, whatever you want to talk about time. I would say, time is there to make it happen, or something simple like that. You don't want to make it too complicated or anything, make it nice and simple, and then you're going to be good. And then the next one for credit might be another text. It might go out, day, I don't know, that was day 3, so maybe day 7, and then you might call it credit, and then you would talk about that. So for down payment assistance, you would say something, we can help you buy a home. What is stopping you from, or we can help you rent a home, Remember, these are renter to buyers. And what is stopping you from owning your own home? And you say many times people can own their own home for the same price as buying. So you always want to end your message in a question. So I'm going to cut that piece out and put it right here. So again, we can stop you from owning your home, and then many times own home from buying. And I'm going to change that. So I just cleaned it up. I made a mistake on purpose, so you can kind of see how you can change it. So we can help you rent a home. Then we can save. But many times people can own their own home for the same price as buying. What's stopping you from owning your own home? You want to end your message with a question or an action so that people have to do something in order to answer back. If you don't have a question or an action, it just goes through and it's boring. People aren't going to answer. They're going to say, okay, thanks for telling me that. But if you ask them something like, what's keeping you? And they're going to answer back, it's my credit. It's my, I don't have a down payment. I don't have all that. And because this one is down payment, then you would talk about the down payment. And then you might say, you know, and this would probably be my first text. And then my other text would be, you know, maybe 5 minutes. And then I would do, so this first one, I would probably do that one as this, and my immediate would be something like the same thing. This would be my question, but I would call it intro, just like that. And then my down payment, I would talk about down payments, etc. Now you kind of get the idea. And then you'd write a message for down payments, and then you'd write a message for the time, how you can rent month to month. You talk about you have credit repair, and you need to go through and you'd fill out. You're going to want to talk to them. Remember, 20 to 30 messages you want to send out and touch them or massage them, because it takes 7 to 15 times usually, or maybe 5 to 7, some people say, to get massaged before people are active. So if you have good messages, they're going to get active quicker, and then you're going to have the opportunity to do that. So once you have your campaign built like this, I'm going to go down and grab my KvCORE. I'm going to click on templates. Remember, each one of these days is a template. So if I click on templates, my first one, add a template, I'm going to add a text template. Remember, that was my first message, a text message. So once I open that up, I'm going to go back to my Word doc. I'm going to copy it and then go here and paste it in here once it lets me. There it is. And then the template name, again, remember, was intro. And then I'm going to add that template. And then once you click add template, it's going to load up. And there it is. So once you copy and paste all your templates, so remember, you write them all out first, make sure they're good, tweak them, clean them up, then copy and paste them and load them up. And then once you copy and paste them and load them up, you want to go here to add campaign. So again, I just went from templates on the top, and I'm on Marketing Smart Campaigns. I went from templates to my campaigns, and I'm going to add a campaign. So then if I don't worry about a hashtag right now, I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to click next. So right here, say you don't want a hash trigger, I want you to put one. So don't put a start trigger, hit next. This is for a renter or a buyer because we're turning them for a renter to buyers. And then we're going to hit next again. And remember, it's called, you know, first time home buyer FTHB. I'm going to put test. I know this is my fake one. And then I would talk about it, you know, first time home buyer, what it is. Don't worry about always running or locked. You can't do anything because you're not admin. And then you hit next. And then when it pops up, you hit finish. And then it's going to be in your list of campaigns. So I'm just hitting Control F or Command F if you have an Apple to search for it. And then once my campaigns load back up, my search will pop up and find them. Just waiting for the computer to catch up to me. Sometimes I type a little too fast. And once it catches up and we get knocking out and make it happen, there it goes. Come on, KvCORE. I'm just waiting to go. Come on. We'll jump back to there and then come back and see if we can get the load easier this way. There it goes. Okay. So now when we have our first time home buyer, See right here, first time home buyer test. It doesn't have any days in it, so I'm going to click on that to open it up. And then once it opens up, you see there's no days, there's no talking. So I want to add an action. I'm going to add my text message right here, text SMS. Remember the name was intro. So then I'm going to click right here, intro, and there it is, it pops up. And the name is intro. And it's from me to the client, and it's going to go out immediately. And then I just hit save. Then you'll see it'll pop up and it'll be part of that campaign now. So immediately they're going to get this text. So the next one, I'm going to add another text message like you saw, and I'm just going to call this one test. I have a bunch of that. And then I would make it again. It would be called whatever it is. This one would be, remember, the second part of renting to buying, talking about the down payment assistance. And this would be the agent to me. And this one would go out in minutes. This goes 5 minutes after I sent the other one. And then I would save this one. And then you can see it pops up, and that's how you load it. The next one might be an email. And then once the email pops up, we're going to do it right there. And this, we're just going to call it test again so we know. And then you load it up. And this one is going to be on day 3. You got to get to there. As you can see, it's day 3 right here. And then that's great. And then you just save that. So once your templates are in and you add them in, you just load them up this way. Then you can see you can build out your campaign. And then you want to make sure you turn it on right here. And then once you turn it on and say you sure you want to turn on, you hit yes. And then it's going to be picked up. So once you have the campaigns built and they're ready to go, I'm just going to turn these ones off, guys, because this is not a real campaign for me. I want to make sure I don't have any crazy stuff going on in my KvCORE. So that's the way you remove them as well. You click on the name, you go here, you click remove campaign, and then they're gone. So to use the campaign and apply them to a client, if you had a hashtag in there, if you look at my hashtag video, I explain that there too. You can connect it with a hashtag, or you can just make it if the lead is a new lead or an active lead, it's going to automatically get kicked in if these are turned on. Okay, so then if you're back in your smart CRM, this is how you can assign the campaign to your client if you forgot to put a hashtag, or you want to just apply them yourself to clients. Sometimes I like to do that, go in and apply them myself. We'll change it to 50 so it's a little easier for KvCORE to load it up. I have a lot of clients in mind. So let's say I wanted to add my own hashtag in here. I could literally just click on a person's name. Once it opens up their file, right here is their hashtag. Now on the side, here's the campaign. So this person is on the renter to buyer campaign. If I didn't like that, I could click it and move it, or I could pause it or restart it. And then I can go right here to add, and I could add any of my other campaigns that I just built. And then once I have it, as long as it's turned on, you'll see it here. If you don't turn the blue button on, you won't see it. And then once I come in here and add them up and make it happen, they'll be right there. I could add them to whatever other campaign I wanted, like the ZBuyer one, and then you put it on that way. So that's a quick, easy way to go over the campaigns. And you're going to have to practice with the campaigns, practice building your own. Think about what your particular client is looking for, or what your ideal client is. That's how you're going to have more success, and it's going to work better, and you're going to be good that way. So the more success you have, the better you have, the more you can tweak it, it's going to work better for you. If you have any questions, please reach out. My information is in the contacts. I'll put them in there for sure. Or contact me in the contacts. I do get the notifications. Make sure to like or subscribe. Look forward to talking to you soon.